Last week we got our first look at the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and don't get me wrong, the Mandalorian and Grogu both look amazing. However, the star of the show for me and so many Star Wars weirdos just like me was this guy right here. Alone Amani, wading through some water, carrying his classic spear. It's about 42 seconds into the trailer, and whether you're a brand new Star Wars fan or you have been since 1977, over the next few minutes I'm going to try to break down why this guy is so special and why you should be excited to see him too. The Amani first showed up on screen in Return of the Jedi. That's where we meet Amon. That's this yellow alien in Jabba's palace carrying a staff covered in skulls. He's creepy, he's iconic, he's unforgettable. And no, before you ask, he was not on Jabba's sail barge, so he didn't go down over the Sarlacc. The Amani are a sentient but considered primitive species by galactic standards. They usually stay on their home world of Meridoon, but some, like Amon, made their way off-world to integrate into the wider galaxy. They live and hunt in flame-dwelling tribes, and while their short legs might make them look slow, don't be fooled. In battle, the Amani speed across the ground, rolling like living droidekas, hunting down and spearing everything in their path. In canon, we've had a few scattered glimpses of them spanning several years. Over 200 years before the Phantom Menace, during the High Republic, there was a male Amani named Prat Zahn. He was a member of the Galactic Agricultural Alliance. Fast forward to the Clone Wars, and we see at least one Amani tribe living on the plains of Utapau. These have been enlisted to help the Separatist forces by General Grievous himself. The tribe even interfered with Anakin and Obi-Wan's investigation of a mysterious death of a Jedi during the war. And of course, in Return of the Jedi, about 4 years after the Battle of Yavin, we meet Amon in Jabba's palace. So a few times in canon, we've seen the Amani pop up in a couple of different places. But if you really want to see the Amani shine, you've got to go back and check out the old Dark Horse comics from the Legends timeline. In the Empire comic run, there's a 3-part story titled To the Last Man, set just after A New Hope, in which the Empire sends troops to the planet of Meridoon to establish a mining operation. The Amani people don't take kindly to it and even lure the Imperials into the plains to ambush them, wiping out nearly the entire force in some of the most brutal guerrilla warfare we see in all of Star Wars lore. In the aftermath, the Amani strike a deal. They are willing to hand over captured enemies from rival tribes as slaves to the Empire, while the Empire leaves alone their sacred lands. Arrangements like this one are how the Amani, like Amon, could have eventually made their way off-world, ending up in places like Jabba's palace. So now you've got a full crash course on the Amani people. What does that mean for the Mandalorian and Grogu? I personally hope we see Din and Grogu end up on a planet like Meridoon, fighting alongside the Amani tribe against Imperial remnants that may have stripped their world and enslaved their people. Just picture it, an army of rolling warriors charging into battle alongside the Mandalorian himself. That would be Star Wars at its weirdest, and when Star Wars is weird, Star Wars is at its best. What about you guys? What do you think the Amani's role is going to be in this movie? Let me know your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more deep dives into the corners of wild space of a galaxy far, far away.